Anyways, we're going to move on, and we are going to talk to, let's see. Oh, this is one that's close to my heart. Let's get Gavin on the line. Pronouns are he, him, calling in from Indiana about circumcision, bad circumcision advice. And oh my goodness, I know a thing or two about this, but Gavin, what is on your mind, sir?
Yeah, so it was two pieces of advice that I got, both from friends. I'm thankful that my parents were actually very good about sex advice for me. But I remember I grew up in a primarily Christian culture, and so a lot of my friends were circumcised. And so when I told them that I wasn't, I got a lot of unsolicited, really bad sex advice from them. And the first one was that the extra skin would get caught in the vagina when I was having sex, which I don't know where that came from, but that was the other one. And the other one that I remember, which was kind of similar to one that I heard while I was listening here, was that as long as I try to pull out, then the sperm will get caught in the foreskin and it'll be like a condom.
So it's like a built-in condom and it just like bloop, flips over and
yeah.
Wow.
Right.
That is all kinds of dumb.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Were these people aware that like being uncircumcised is like the natural condition of humans? Like it's
right.
been like that for a while.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think it was just that, like, the majority of friends that I had and people that were in our friend group were circumcised, so I guess they just assumed that was how everybody was. And, yeah.
Wow.
That is really something. I had a similar situation with my mother when my son was born, because she was super for circumcision. She didn't know why. Obviously, she had me cut. But when I told her that I wasn't going to do that to my son, she tried telling me that, there's lower rates of STDs and lower rates of cancer if you're circumcised. And I'm like, okay, well, let's dive into that a little bit. Like, even if that were true, even if there weren't other ways to prevent STDs, that's not a good reason to cut the frickin' thing off. Like, breast cancer is a big killer of women, and we don't perform double mastectomies as a matter of course and as a matter of habit. That makes absolutely no sense, right? Like, cut your head off to prevent brain cancer. Ridiculous. Janice, what do you have to say about it?
I think in Canada, at least in my age bracket and where I live, the vast majority of men that I had ever been with were circumcised. And it was shocking to me the few times I did run into fellows who were uncircumcised. And I hadn't really thought about it prior to that. But that it did get me thinking about it. Why do we do this? I know the Bible talks about it. The Old Testament talks about it. On the 8th day, the baby would be circumcised. And so I don't know, is our whole medical model based off of that? I mean, surely we have more information and more knowledge now that we don't have to be harming male babies by doing this to them.
Well, I was talked out of it by our family doctor, because I was going to do it. I was going to go ahead just because, it would match, and it was normalized to me, and it was, had been put forward as a good idea. But it was a medical professional that actually talked me out of it and said he refuses to perform it. He thinks it's barbaric. He's seen children die from botched circumcisions. And also there's the risk of infection and of malformation. It's just, Yeah,
Wow.
he talked me out of it.
Mm.
Gavin,
So
would you do it? Have you, like, do you have kids? What's your take on that?
I don't have kids. I'm planning on having kids at some point, but yeah, I don't think I would ever circumcise my children. I think
Good man.
I don't know why my parents didn't. They were both raised in Christian and in the tradition of circumcising, and they just decided they didn't want to put me through that, which I'm glad, because I've heard all of those things about how, the rate of infection and the complications that come from botched circumcision. So yeah, I don't think I would ever do that with my kids, and hopefully I can help educate them on what will and won't happen when being circumcised better than I was from my friends. So
those,
I think talking about circumcision with teenage girls, or just with females, or and males, everybody, to talk about it so that they are prepared when they are ready to start engaging in sex, and they want to, obviously everyone wants to be able to enjoy being with other people, but so that it's not such a shock to them when they see that, okay, some fellows look like this and some fellows don't look like this, and they're prepared for it, so it's not just like something that comes up with them without them having any preparation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, Janice. I know the first time I met someone, first time I knew someone in that sense who was not circumcised, I was too like, oh, I wish I'd had training in this, like getting to know someone for the first time is difficult enough if you think you know what you're doing. But, if for those of us that relied on the sex ed to start with, I mean, please help us out. Like, this business of separating boys and girls when you're learning about bodies is not it. Like, let's let everybody know all of the information, please.
Yeah.
Well, Gavin, thank you very much for calling and sharing that. That almost deserved to be on Janice's list, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
The built-in condom.
Built-in condom. Yeah, and pull out. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we've got some other examples from other folks. So, Gavin, I think we're going to let you go, but thank you very much for sharing that with us today.
Yeah.
And you take care of yourself.